Greetings to all. In this video, we will be discussing about uh, atrial enlargement. In theoretical lectures, we have already discussed what are the leads to be looked at to find the P wave morphology. The one being the lead 2 and another being the lead V1. So why do we need to look at them? As we have already discussed, let me draw a heart. So this is basically a heart, and let me divide it here. Okay, now let me fill them it. So this is your right atrium and this is your left atrium. So when we draw a vector from it, so the right atrium depolarization will be in this direction and left atrium depolarization will be in this direction. And when we take the resultant vector will be going in this direction. So, and this is the vector of atrial depolarization going from topmost right to the downmost left. And when you recall the different types of leads, so when we recall different types of lead, so you can find that this is lead 1 and this is lead 2 and this is lead 3. So you see here the chest lead 2 is in same direction as the resultant magnitude or the resultant atrial depolarization vector. So the resultant atrial depolarization will be best easily and more pronouncedly seen in case of lead 2. So this is the lead 2. So this atrial depolarization will be best seen in this lead 2. So this is the basic funda behind it. And okay, now let's talk what is the reason behind V1. So let me draw here V1. So V1 lies somewhere here. So when we see that this right atrial depolarization, its vector is going towards V1. However, left atrial depolarization vector is going away from V1. So in case of V1, what sort of P wave morphology you will be having? Suppose this is isoelectric line, then in V1 you will be having like this form of P wave, isn't it? So this morphology, this positive deflection is seen because of right atrial depolarization, whereas negative deflection is seen because of left atrial depolarization. However, here the magnitude will be equal. It's a little bit unsymmetrical. Let me draw it again. So when I draw like this, oops. So you see here, I think this line is again. Let me draw it from pencil only. I will draw. So here you have your P wave and here you have your another form. So this is the representation of right atrial depolarization, whereas this is the representation of so this is the representation of left atrial depolarization. So here this one is the representation of this one is the representation of left atrial depolarization. So lead 2 and lead V1 are necessary to be looked at. So now we will look at lead 1 in lead 2 here. So you see here in lead 2, so you see here this is lead 2. I will bring a circle here. So you see here this is lead 2, isn't it? So in this lead 2 you see the P wave morphology is like, it is like double peaked P wave. Did you see that here? So you see this morphology. So let me show you this in bigger form. So you see here this is the bigger form of that. So you see here it is like double peaked P wave. So it looks like M. So it is called P mitral. So this is the specific feature denoting that there is left atrial enlargement. So in left atrial enlargement you will find double peaked P wave in lead 2. And another thing you need to look at is lead V1. So in lead V1 you can see here this negative deflection will be greater in magnitude. So you see here the negative deflection is greater in magnitude. So let me show you in smaller diagram. So you see here So this is your lead B1. So again let me circle here. So this is your B1. So in B1, when you see here the P wave, the negative deflection will be greater in magnitude. By that, what I mean to say is that in B1 here, because of left atrial enlargement, this P wave morphology will be greater in magnitude. So the representation of left atrial enlargement will be like this. So this P wave morphology will be greater than 1 square small box. In case of lead 2, there will be double peak P wave. So how will double peak P wave look like? So this is your straight line. So the double peak look like M. So here is one peak and here comes one peak. So it looks like this. So you see here you see the double peaked P wave. So this is the, so again in bigger picture you see here in lead to double peaked P wave. So this is the example of left atrial enlargement. Thank you.